Two quick questions.
Okay.
First, a while ago you were planning a Sylvester McCoy audio written by John Ashbender, like a Western, Dead Man's Hand, if I remember correctly. Is that never going to ever happen?
I don't think that's ever going to happen, no. Sorry about that.
And the second question,
Yes.
You also used to have writing contests and things like that. Do you have any of them ever coming up again?
Well, we've had 2 opportunities for people to submit script ideas and get a chance to write the Big Finish. Pardon? I know. It's my job. Thank you. The first one was done by my predecessor, Gary Russell, and he had an open script policy for about a year or something, and it nearly broke him. You know, the trouble is, you're so busy doing the job, producing and getting stuff going, that actually giving proper attention to the good work sent in by people, it became all-consuming for him. But I think some opportunities were obtained by some people. Then we did one where people only had a week to send in a 1-page story idea for a 25-minute story. And again, my script editor, Alan Barnes, who's brilliant, it was his job to go through all these submissions, and we nearly broke him as well. Now it's
There was about 700 submissions?
There were 1,200.
1,200?
Yeah.
In a week?
Yeah, not to count all the ones that came afterwards. We had to guillotine. But some good writers came out of it, so we know we must do it. We can't just keep using the same pool of writers, no matter how brilliant they are, and they are brilliant. Obviously, I include myself in that. So yeah, well, it's something we must do again, but we have to find a way of doing it, because there's no point getting someone to assess it who isn't the script editor or the producer, because they're the people who have to know whether it's good or not for their kind of Doctor Who. That's the other thing, you know. Everyone has a different idea of what Doctor Who is and what good Doctor Who is. While I'm, you know, executive producer of Big Finish, it has to sort of conform to my idea, which sounds horribly dictatorial. Anyway, thank you. I'll tell you what, before we have another question, the light at the end, we've got another video showing you in what formats it's available. Could we play the second video, please?
I should point out that when we said how many of you know Big Finish, there wasn't a huge number really in the room that know what Big Finish is. If we're in a British convention, I'd say probably 90%, maybe 95% of the people who were there would know who Big Finish was and have listened to our productions. And that's partially because there's a bigger history of radio drama in the UK, and it's been very easy for people to get involved. I mean, historically, we've had a number of very famous subscribers. Russell T. Davies was a subscriber.
That's how I got the job as voice of the Daleks.
Exactly. Audio was always seen as a proving ground for a number of productions before it went to television in the UK. And, for example, when Russell brought back the series, he came to us and said, I'd like these two stories, please, which were Spare Parts and Jubilee. And Jubilee, of course, which, thank you, there we go, brilliant script by Rob Shearman, which was originally with Colin's Doctor. And that was made into Dalek in the first series.
Mine was better.
Absolutely.
No, the story was better, I think. There you are.
And Spare Parts was made into Rise of the Cybermen and Age of Steel, is that correct? Yeah, in the second season. So there's been in the UK a big history of interaction between the audio adventures and the television series. And in fact, if you go and have a look at our wares, as it were, David Tennant did... Well, David Tennant did 16 productions. He did 16 productions for Big
And you say David Tennant, will that work out?
Well, DTX, as his name. He did 16 productions for Big Finish before he went and did the television series. He actually was one of our leading actors in the series. It was quite funny. He came in through a friend of ours, Toby Longworth, who he was working with at the RSC. Yeah, you see Toby, brilliant performer. He actually he said, I don't know what I can say here. Oh, I'm going to put my foot.
You've
in
started now.
But I started. No, in this case, he came and did some minor roles for us, and quite embarrassingly, he said to me, because he's very, he's a lovely guy, David, and he's very modest. And he said to me one day, he said, actually, while he was doing medicinal purposes with you, he said, oh, I'm at the National. Do you want to come and see it? And I thought, oh yeah, definitely, I'll come and see you. And I thought it was a sort of supporting a friend. And I went there with my then girlfriend and we watched the show. And I said, oh yeah, David's at the National, it's very exciting, okay, we're going to see that. And he came out, he started talking, and about 5 minutes in I thought, oh God, he's the lead. And I hadn't realised, and that's the sort of man he is. But he made us realise when he started working with Big Finish that he was so good, we better give him leads. So he became the lead in a series called Dalek Empire. Some people have heard it, yeah, great series. Yes, Nick, do you want to talk? Sorry, I'll stop now.
I just asked, sorry.
I'm still struggling with the thought of Sylvester McCoy doing a Western.
Yeah.
I really hear that.
No, I mean the better one was that Sylvester McCoy came up with this brilliant idea to do a silent movie on audio.
Yes. That is exactly what Sylvester McCoy should do on audio.
When he said that, when he came up with that idea and put it to me, I said, you do realise we're talking about 2 hours of a piano playing. Just put your CD on. That'd be brilliant. And maybe a bit of spoon playing, I don't know. Not that you'd hear it, obviously.
I must remember, because we doctors habitually make derogatory remarks about each other, but I must remember that sometimes people take it a bit seriously. And just then, he's a very dear friend of mine.
Yes. He's a lovely guy, Sylvester McCoy. I just wanted to compliment the AV team. I've been to many, many events. I've never been to this event, and I have never had an event when I cue a video and it just happens on the screen. I love you guys. We'll take a couple of questions in a minute, but maybe we could play that last audio clip, which is an audio trailer for Light at the End that gives you a clue of the stuff that's going on in there. So if we can hear that clip, let's... I don't know whether the lights go out from audio here. Can't work it out.
Time travel, I should be used to it.
Come on, Kevin, you can't keep scoring goals if you're the one in goal. Kevin, Linda, come in.
They appear to have landed inside someone's garden shed.
Oh, God, sometimes I think you're probably the finest ship ever to have sailed the waters.
Am I perhaps interrupting something deeply personal?
You are with the Time Lords.
Not humans, are they?
Not remotely, no.
It's all right, Ian. I can she means us any harm.
Let's find somewhere safer.
Wait a minute, no, you can't.
Let go of the doctor, or I will make...
Lena, there's no need for that.
Blimey, what's going on?
Something like this has happened before, hasn't it, Doctor?
I forgot about you, Ted.
Did you? How we that forgettable?
What a resourceful young lady you are. Ace?
Thanks, Griff. Doctor? I sense something. Something is here with us. In the TARDIS.
It's like a ghost. A ghost in the TARDIS.
This is a bad place, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
How many more of me have you captured?
What on earth's going on?
What's going on?
Oh no.
Good grief. It appears to be some kind of warning.
Go on. Run, run, run.
There you are. Thanks, guys. Okay, let's have a question from them.
I was just wondering if any of you had any information on the 50th anniversary special that will be premiering in November.
On television.
Yes.
I was in it, but I'm sworn to secrecy.
I was not in it, and therefore I'm not sworn to secrecy. And I can safely assure you that having, well, not sure is the right word, having seen Peter and Sylvester and Paul very recently, none of them are in it either. For some reason they decided that their 50th celebrations would be better without doddering old doctors cluttering the place up. And to be honest, I can see why. Because if you have to write a story incorporating 2,371 doctors, the script takes a second place. Whereas if you've just got, as I understand it, the two most recent doctors, you're more likely to be able to construct a more cohesive and credible story. So I suspect it's going to be very, very good, because they have a sense of occasion. But if you want to have a multi-doctor story, Big Finish is your answer, I'm afraid. I'm delighted to say.
Question from the middle.
My name is Rich. Thank you very much for being here and coming across the ocean to see us. I'm a big fan of what Big Finish has done to expand on the Doctor's characters, especially Mr. Baker's here, because I think we got shafted by the BBC. My big question is elements that have been developed for the new series still off limits to the Big Finish productions, or will we see like the Jadoon and other new things that have been created for the series?
Yeah, I mean, our license at the moment covers the classic series, as it were, and you never know what's going to happen in the future, but at the moment it's definitely the case that we're doing the classic series. Having said that, there's a huge universe for us to play in within that. And I'm sure at some time we would love to work with the Jadoon, or, you know, I mean, for a start, I mean, he wants another pay packet, so. But yes, I mean, it's at the moment it is just the classic Doctors, and we're very happy with that.
There's no just about it, but yeah,
No.
we have done a co-production with Audio Go, who are the BBC's who do, you know, have the BBC audio catalogue, and we did that thing called Destiny of the Doctor, which has been running throughout this year, and that was a co-production. So maybe stuff like that can happen in the future, because that incorporated new Doctor Who.
Yes.
Should we have another question? Because I'm aware that there's a big queue and not much time.
Good luck, by the way, with doing the Angels and the Silence on audio.
You can do anything on audio.
Look, it's moved.
Don't blink.
Don't blink! I wasn't blinking, how can you tell? I
They could blink for the entire story.
Although you've worked out, haven't you, Colin?
Oh, do you know, this blink nonsense. If you have an inferior doctor, he's not going to be able to solve that one. But a superior doctor could tell you, all you have to do is change eyes. Wink, don't blink.